Welcome to AS 280, Introduction to Photographic Literacy. I'm Dana Clark. I'm your primary course instructor this semester, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to welcome you and to introduce myself so that you'll have a face with a name in case you see me around campus or you see me at Kroger or something and you want to say hello. I also want to take just a few minutes and walk you through what you can expect from the course. This is a big course. We have got 4 sections, about 300 students total. So to make grading more efficient, I'll be joined by 2 colleagues of mine from the School of Visual Arts, Carrie Goff and Renee Oshwald, and they will be section graders. So if you're in section 201, Carrie is your grader, and if you're in section 202, Renee is your grader, and if you're in 203 and 204, I will be grading your work. And if you're in the first 2 sections, expect Renee and Carrie to get in touch with you and introduce themselves to you shortly after we're underway here. Now, as you may have noticed when you open the course shell, this course is arranged into learning modules or unit, and there are 5 total for the semester. Each one begins with a series of video lectures that provide the sort of background and historical context that you need to complete the module's assignments and to take the module's quiz. In each module, there are between 1 and 3 assignments, and these are both written and photography assignments. And then the quiz, each module has a quiz that will test your knowledge that you retained from watching those lectures. So that's kind of how the course is structured. And in the next video in this series, I'm gonna walk you through the Canvas shell so that you can kind of take a tour and see how exactly that's all organized and how to get, how to access what you need to access. So stay tuned for that. My goal for this course is to give you a brief survey of the history and the contemporary practice of photography. What roles do photographers and does photography play in art and society? So that you can hone your skills at looking and seeing the world around you, and so that you can learn some basic skills of composition and framing in order to improve your own picture-taking abilities. So now what this isn't is a comprehensive technique-based photography course. It's an introduction, and we really do just cover the basics. With the exception of the lectures in Module 2, the lectures that I've included are not instructional lectures, how to take this kind of picture. What they are lectures that are meant to give you the history and examples of a particular style of photography so that you can develop and articulate your own individual style and practice within that kind of contextual and conceptual framework. So I'm not expecting you to complete this course a master photographer, but what I do expect is that you'll bring curiosity, enthusiasm, and a willingness to try new things to the table. Now, this course is designed for you to succeed if you do all of the work that I ask you to do, and that's not an insignificant amount. The course is dense and it moves fairly quickly, so you can expect between 3 and 4 hours of working time per week, in addition to the time that you spend watching your lectures and kind of getting through the material that's online. So, if I had to give you one piece of advice for the whole entire semester, it would be to manage your time wisely. All of the course content is available from day 1, so you can see where we're going, and if you know that you have travel or work obligations or a particularly rough stretch of the semester and you want to work ahead, you are more than welcome to do that. I can't stress time management enough. I have kind of 5 things, 5 points that I would like to mention that if you do, you'll definitely maximize what you can earn this semester in terms of total points on the Barrelhead. So the number 1 piece of advice is to read all of your instruction assignments thoroughly. Generally speaking, assignment instructions are sort of multifaceted, so there are many sort of parts that you've got to keep a track of. So be sure to read everything really carefully and thoroughly. Number two is to look at your grading rubric for each assignment. Every assignment has a grading rubric located at the bottom. So if you open it up in Canvas and then you scroll through, you'll see that rubric there on the bottom. And that tells you exactly what it is we're looking for when we grade your work. So be sure before you get started with a project, you take a look at that so you know exactly what we can expect. Number three is to follow all of your assignments instructions, especially when it comes to submitting your work. There is nothing more frustrating for you and for us than losing points because you've made an incorrect submission, or your work has not gone to the proper place or been in the proper file format or something like that. So be sure to follow instructions. The fourth kind of rule of thumb is do not submit pictures that you've not taken specifically for an assignment in this course. So when we have an assignment, don't go back to spring break pictures from 2 years ago. Take pictures specifically for the assignment that show us that you have digested the information that we've given you and applied it to your own practice. Lastly, number 5 tip for doing well in the course is to challenge your own creativity. Think outside the box. Think in ways that are not obvious or easy. Challenge yourself. Be open-minded and take what we give you and see how you can turn it into something that's unique and your own and, different from anything we might be looking for. Even if an idea seems dumb or you're scared of it or it seems, absurd, do it anyway. Odds are it's fantastic. And I've found in my art practice that oftentimes mistakes make the best pieces of work. So be fearless, basically. And if you follow those kind of five rules of thumb, you're going to be fine and you're going to succeed. Now, I need to get through just a couple of administrative things before I let you go. So I will say that the syllabus contains information about accommodations for disabilities. In the second of the 2 videos that follow this one, I'll walk you through the syllabus and you can kind of see where all that information is located. But if that applies to you, please take some time to look through that on your own and then be in touch with me if need be. And just know that any conversations that we have along those lines are confidential. So, if that applies to you, be sure to get in touch with me. The sooner the better once we get underway. Also, this course has a fair amount of writing assignments. So if writing is something, and they're not hard, they're not like term papers, but we have a fair amount of writing that we ask you to do. So if writing is something that you're not 100% comfortable with, or if writing is something that gives you anxiety, or if English is not your primary written language, I can't advocate a visit to the UK's Writing Centre enough. The Writing Center is located in the basement of Willie T. Young Library, and tutoring and writing sessions are free for enrolled students, and they're available both in person and online. So if you all know from the outset that writing is something that you're a little bit worried about, go see them as soon as possible. They are a fantastic resource, and I just wish everybody would go. They are great. Last thing along these lines is that if you're a D1 athlete, and we tend to get, because we're online, we tend to get a number of you, and you know that you're going to have a lot of travel this semester, and you're either worried that travel will knock you behind a little bit, or you find kind of midway through the semester that all of your travel is having an impact on your ability to keep up with assignments. Please let not only me, but also your CATS advisor know. And, again, the sooner you do so, the better. Oftentimes, when we have students who are affected by busy athletic schedules and travel outside of the university, we work together. So I work with your advisor to kind of get you on a good time management program. So if you sense that you're falling behind, or if you sense that you have a difficult stretch coming up, let us know, and we'll do what we need to do to kind of make sure we all stay on track. We're all here to help. So that's that. The last note I want to end on is communication. And this is probably the most important thing I can say to kind of wind us down and get us started. We do not meet in person because this is an online class. So I and your graders don't have the privilege of meeting you face to face regularly. So the way that we get in touch with you is via the Canvas course announcement tool. And that usually comes to you all in the form of either a notification on your phone or an email from Canvas. So it is absolutely vital that you enable these notifications to go wherever you'd prefer them to go, and that you read the announcements when we send them. This is where we put any information that is supplemental to the course, whether it's about scheduling, changes in assignments, anything like that. Anything that's important goes through Canvas announcements. So you need to be able, you need to be sure that you're receiving them and that you can read them. And I usually start the course off on day one with an announcement. So come Monday, the 26th, you should see an announcement from me. If you do not, when you log in, or if you've logged in now for the first time and you don't see a course announcement from me, shoot me an email and I can make sure that things are going through where they need to go. Okay. As for communicating with us, we are all available by email and we're all really good at responding. So if you have any questions or concerns at all, email us first, and then we can, if necessary, meet in person or have video chats as well. The only thing we ask as far as those go is that you make an appointment to jam with us face to face. All of the three of us are in and out of Canvas. We don't keep regular office hours. So while we're perfectly willing to sit down and chat with you, we just need you to make an appointment, and we need you to give us kind of appropriate lead time. So, for example, please don't email me at 11 p.m. the night before you want to meet me at 9 a.m. Probably that's not going to work. We need a couple, a day or two of notice because we kind of are all over the place, both at UK and elsewhere. So just, be in touch if you'd like to chat in person. I am looking forward to a great semester. Stay tuned. Like I said before, the next two videos kind of walk you through the Canvas shell. So if you're new to the university, or if you're new to taking an online course using Canvas, that'll kind of help you navigate and get your bearings a little bit. And then we'll walk through the syllabus, and then we can begin. So I'm looking forward to it, and I wish you all the best. And please let me know if you need anything. Thanks.